Hi there, Richard Rice here, PGA Golf Professional. In this video, we're going to talk about the role of the trail arm in the golf swing. Stay tuned. All right, so the trail arm's super important for a number of reasons. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about right at the end of this video how to work that trail arm into the downswing to shallow out your club in transition, to square up your club face more effectively, hit longer, straighter shots more often. So the trail arm in the backswing is important, and one of the biggest mistakes I see is that people start to fold the trail arm too soon in the backswing. We want to try to do our best to keep that trail arm extended a little bit longer into the backswing, which requires some earlier rotation in the backswing so that we can better keep that club on plane, better keep that face square. I do have some players that start to hinge the trail elbow a little bit earlier and it works for them. Most players that I teach, it works a lot better to keep some extension there in the trail arm and have this sort of one-piece takeaway type of look. So we're going to have that extension till about here. Right at this point, the trail arm is going to start to fold as we continue to rotate to the top. Just one note, if you are folding that trail arm past 90 degrees in this direction, that's no good for the golf swing. So we want to be about 90 degrees here or a little bit beyond on this side. So up to the top, we actually create some width between our hands and our body by keeping that trail arm slightly extended rather than letting it fold past 90 degrees. So double check at the top of the swing that you're not getting too narrow. So once we get to the top of the swing, this is super important here. I want to make sure that the trail arm is not working too much in this direction. In other words, the elbow's getting up too high this way. Now, don't get me wrong, I love to see the elbow working away from the body. I grew up as a baseball player, and the first thing we learned when throwing a ball was to extend the arm away from the body as we step towards the target. So kind of the same thing here. Right there is where I'd be at the top of the swing. So I'm extending my arm away as I transfer towards the target. I don't want to fold that right arm or trail arm too much at the top. Okay, so we have some separation between the body and the elbow. That's perfectly okay. I don't like to see the trail elbow tucked to the side like this. There's just a lack of power and consistency in that move. This is great for maybe a pitching motion where we don't have very far to go, but in order to hit the ball with some power, start to let that trail elbow work away from the body a little bit at the top of the swing. Work on getting to this nice 90-degree position here. So once we get to the top, what we're looking for here, if you opened up a textbook and looked at the top of the backswing position, the textbook would likely have you match up the angle of your trail arm to your spine angle. There or beyond on this side is okay. I don't like to see much of this once again. So let's make sure that that elbow's not flying up too much. That trail forearm is somewhat close to matching your spine angle. It doesn't have an angle that's greater than your spine angle. You can see that's going to create some steep and over the top swings at times. All right, so in transition, the trail elbow works how? We want to work the trail elbow towards the target before the hands. So that's going to look like this. Okay. I think knowing that is important, but I also think understanding how to think about that is super important. What I want you to do first, we're going to pick up a golf ball and we're going to throw it towards the target sidearm. As you throw it, I want you to pay attention to the position that your your trail elbow, gets into. Notice that quite naturally, that trail elbow is going to lead the hand into the throw. If I didn't, I'd be more in this position and I'd throw the ball more into the ground. So what many of you are doing is expending energy in transition to push or pull your club down into the ground or down towards the golf ball, instead of what we actually want to do is apply momentum through and towards the target. So if I shift my focus past the golf ball and I can think of just sending momentum towards the target quite naturally, just like that sidearm throw, my trail elbow is going to start leading in transition. So we're going to work on those three things. We're going to have that takeaway where we have the trail elbow staying extended a little bit longer. We're We're going to hit that position at the top where the trail elbow is to about 90 degrees, somewhat close to our spine angle. And once we get good at that, we want to feel like we're in a good position to deliver the club in a sidearm throw to the target, right? So I want you to do just as I've done there. I want you to start with some one-handed trail arm swings, just focusing on throwing the club in the direction of the target. Notice how my body's clearing nicely, my trail elbow is leading nicely. All we're going to do now is put that feel on the golf ball and see what happens. So nice takeaway, good position at the top of the swing. We're going to fling that club towards the target. Awesome. Yeah, right on the green, about 20 feet away from the hole to the left. Good shot. Now, if the results with the golf ball don't come right away, you've got to be patient with yourself. Your brain is trying to now grasp how to hit a ball from a new position at the top of the swing and how to hit a ball with the trail elbow actually leading and us shifting our attention by shifting our focus out towards the target. Once you get comfortable thinking past the golf ball, and I can all but guarantee all of the pros out there, they're not worried about trying to make this hit the golf ball. They're worried about making the proper motions and creating some motion to send energy out towards the target, right? If they're thinking past the golf ball and it works for them, we need to start thinking the same way. Stop worrying so much about making good contact and worry more about getting your body into a good position to deliver the club to the target. You're gonna see the results fly in.